What came out in Thursday's injury report could completely change Monday Night Football between the Los Angeles Chargers and the Philadelphia Eagles. That's how it all began. A whisper in the air, a shock to the Los Angeles Chargers news community. One of those phrases that thunders even before the ball flies at SoFi Stadium. The information landed like a perfect cliffhanger. Important names limited, significant absences, and a climate of tension that only increases in the week leading up to Rue. A decisive game between two 8-4 teams. And while this echoed among the fans, the mystery grew, because it wasn't just a common injury list. It was a map of the battle that is about to explode on national television. An explosion on the field. But for now, an explosion behind the scenes. Thursday began with that whiff of sports suspense. The Los Angeles Chargers released their first practice report of the week, and it quickly became clear. There were more questions than answers. Fans were divided, but hearts were in unison. Because when you read that 10 players appear on the Chargers injury report, your blood boils. 6 players are limited, 3 haven't practiced, and only 1 is fully participating. And even before getting into the details, you already feel that this is going to affect Monday Night Football. They're cold numbers on paper, but when you see the names behind them, it takes on the contours of a cinematic drama. The tension was there, hanging in the air. That seems like an exaggeration. Wait until we get into the details. The 3 who didn't train were pieces that, each in their own way, make up the team's defensive and offensive mosaic. Bud Dupree, listed as resting, Tusker Fisk, dealing with an ankle injury, and Deshaun Hand, out due to illness. 3 absences right at the start of the week, and the fans have already started with that famous murmur, will this change the game plan? And of course it does, because even a veteran's rest, when it comes at the wrong time of the week, becomes controversial. And Renan knows how that affects the fans. But the real heart of the drama lay in the group of players with limitations. Each name there carried a story. Omarion Hampton and Hassan Haskins, both returning from injuries, both reopening their individual 21-day windows for return to the roster, and the visual detail that jumped out, both wearing the yellow non-contact vest in training. The kind of thing that, if you're a fan, you see and immediately think, he's coming back, but he's not ready. And in this slow, rhythmic return, every step matters. Trey Pipkins III, with a back problem, also appears as limited, as does Jamari Salyer, with a bothersome shoulder. In the aerial attack, Quentin Johnston appearing with a shoulder injury raised an extra alert, because offensive weapons at times like these are pure gold. And at the top of the emotional list, there he is, Justin Herbert, limited due to surgery performed on Monday after fracturing it in the recent victory over the Raiders. And yet, the Los Angeles Chargers quarterback appears optimistic about playing on Monday. It's the kind of detail that sends shivers down the spine of even those who aren't fans. Meanwhile, there was a ray of good news amidst the storm. Otito Ogbonnia was fully training, even though he was also in his 21-day recovery period. It's that light at the end of the tunnel that fans cling to with all their might. Because amidst injuries, limitations, and uncertainties, seeing someone returning at full strength provides a breath of hope and balance to the defense. But even good news carries a touch of anxiety. Will this return be enough to face an offense as physical as that of the Philadelphia Eagles? And speaking of the Eagles, their report also added more heat to this duel in Inglewood. The visiting team listed 8 players on Thursday, 4 limited, 2 not practicing, and 2 fully active. But there was one name that overshadowed all the rest, standing out as an immediate headline. Jalen Carter is officially out for Monday Night Football after undergoing a procedure on both shoulders. Yes, both. A huge blow to the interior of Philadelphia's defensive line. And to top it off, Lane Johnson, the absolute pillar of the offensive line, is again absent due to a foot injury. He has already missed 2 games in a row, and his prolonged absence is becoming a ghost haunting the Eagles' offense. And this is where the drama unfolds, because while the Los Angeles Chargers struggle to recover their limited players, the Eagles lose one of their most disruptive defensive talents. And this directly impacts the Chargers' offensive plan. Imagining a limited Herbert, yes, but with less internal pressure to face, changes the math. It changes the rhythm, it changes the game, and of course, it changes the confidence of the fan who follows everything like a soap opera. Each update becomes a chapter, each injury a twist. What's most impressive is seeing how Thursday's training session unfolded like a scene from a movie. Herbert entering the field, carefully holding the ball, testing movements. The imaginary camera zooms in on his recently operated left hand. The gesture is slow, but firm. His gaze sweeps across the field. The vibe isn't one of doubt. It's one of determination. Renan swears. You could almost hear the epic soundtrack building. At the same time, Hampton and Haskins appeared in parallel scenes, running with calculated steps, protected by their yellow vests. And Pipkins, Salyer, and Johnston tried to find their rhythm even with their limitations. Every micro-action there carried the weight of Monday. And as always, things were buzzing behind the scenes. Rumors circulated that Herbert slept well after surgery, that his grip on the ball was better than expected, and that the team was optimistic. But nobody dared to make any definitive statements. After all, Monday night. Football is too big a stage for hasty predictions. Meanwhile, Deshaun Hand's absence due to illness cast a question mark over the defense. Bud Dupree's rest always sparks debate, and Quentin Johnston's situation generated heated discussions. Will he be ready? Will the offense feel it? The fans were divided, but their hearts were united. In this arena of injuries, doubts, returns, and hopes, the duel between the Chargers and Eagles takes on the contours of a strategic war. On one side, trying to put its pieces back together. On the other, a team losing important pillars. And in the middle of it all, a gigantic stage waiting to explode at 5:15 p.m. PT, live on ABC, with SoFi Stadium lit up and the hearts of fans beating faster than they should. And now, we arrive at the final question. The one I always leave echoing in the air as an emotional conclusion, calling everyone to the debate. Are the Los Angeles Chargers strong even with so many limited players? Or has this Monday football game become a bigger enigma than we expected? I want to see you in the comments. I want the opinion of the fan who feels the team in their soul. And if you believe this matchup promises to be historic, leave a like and follow me on this journey, game by game, within this vibrant universe of Chargers news and Los Angeles Chargers news, where every update becomes an emotional experience. Football is too big a stage for hasty predictions. Meanwhile, Deshaun Hand's absence due to illness cast a question mark over the defense. Bud Dupree's rest always sparks debate, and Quentin Johnston's situation generated heated discussions. Will he be ready? Will the offense feel it? The fans were divided, but their hearts were united. In this arena of injuries, doubts, returns, and hopes, the duel between the Chargers and Eagles takes on the contours of a strategic war. On one side, trying to put its pieces back together. On the other, a team losing important pillars. And in the middle of it all, a gigantic stage waiting to explode at 5:15 p.m. PT, live on ABC, with SoFi Stadium lit up and the hearts of fans beating faster than they should. And now, we arrive at the final question. The one I always leave echoing in the air as an emotional conclusion, calling everyone to the debate. Are the Los Angeles Chargers strong even with so many limited players? Or has this Monday football game become a bigger enigma than we expected? I want to see you in the comments. I want the opinion of the fan who feels the team in their soul. And if you believe this matchup promises to be